Forcing digital information through a standard copper wire is a physical struggle. The electrical current faces constant resistance from the metal itself, losing energy as heat the further down the line it travels. The metal is heavy, the cables are bulky, and the total bandwidth hits a strict physical ceiling. And because they rely on electrical fields, these copper bundles are highly vulnerable to electromagnetic interference from outside sources. That radiating electrical field creates a severe security flaw. Anyone with the right equipment can physically tap into a copper line and read the voltage spikes without ever breaking the connection. The solution to these physical roadblocks is to stop pushing electrons and start firing photons. By shooting clean pulses of light down a microscopic strand of highly purified glass, we bypass electrical resistance entirely. Instantly, the math changes. A single optical fiber, barely the thickness of a human hair, carries thousands of times more data than a thick copper bundle. It is completely immune to electromagnetic interference, and because the light is securely trapped inside the glass, you cannot tap it without breaking the line and triggering an immediate alarm. Swapping electrical currents for light is the specific engineering leap that gave us the speed, scale, and global reach required for the modern information age. Before data can travel at the speed of light, it has to be translated. The digital electrical signals from your computer must be physically converted into a binary code of optical flashes. For short local jumps, like connecting servers inside a single data center, this is often handled by light-emitting diodes, or LEDs. They are cheap and incredibly reliable, but their light scatters relatively quickly. To push information across a country, the network relies on semiconductor laser diodes. These highly calibrated transmitters fire an intense, perfectly coherent beam of light that stays tightly focused over hundreds of miles. Before that laser beam enters the fiber, devices called modulators shape it. They pack the individual light pulses densely and cleanly, ensuring the information doesn't smear together into unreadable noise at high transmission speeds. Without this highly precise translation step, your everyday electronics would have no way to speak the language of light. Once launched, the light enters the fiber optic cable. At the center is the microscopic glass core, surrounded by a secondary glass layer called the cladding, which is then wrapped in a protective buffer and a tough outer jacket. The transmission relies entirely on the boundary between those two interior glasses. Because the cladding has a slightly lower refractive index than the core, when the light beam hits that outer edge, it doesn't pass through. It perfectly bounces back inside, a phenomenon called total internal reflection. In multimode fibers, the core is wide. This allows light to bounce around at different angles, which causes the signal to gradually distort. Long-haul networks avoid this by using single-mode fiber. Its core is incredibly tiny, under 10 micrometers across, forcing the light into a single, direct path with zero multipath distortion. Even in a perfectly straight line, the journey takes a physical toll. Over hundreds of miles, the silica absorbs some photons, and the pulses inevitably spread out. This degradation is known as attenuation and chromatic dispersion. To keep the signal alive, engineers splice erbium-doped fiber amplifiers, or EDFAs, into the line at regular intervals. Inside an EDFA, a secondary pump laser excites erbium ions mixed into the glass. When the fading data signal passes through, it triggers those excited ions to release identical photons. The signal multiplies directly within the glass itself, totally eliminating the slow, expensive process of converting the data back into electricity to regenerate it. It is this exact combination of ultra-pure silica and inline optical amplification that allows a single data packet to cross an ocean without losing fidelity. Eventually, that transoceanic beam reaches its destination and collides with an optical receiver. Here, a specialized photodetector physically catches the incoming photons. It utilizes the photoelectric effect, where the light strikes a semiconductor material and literally knocks electrons loose, recreating the original electrical current. This is a bit error rate analyzer, a tool used to visualize that incoming data. The receiver translates the specific light frequencies back into these precise electrical wave patterns. Technicians look closely at these readouts. A wide-open eye pattern with a sharp, distinct peak proves that the photons arrived cleanly, and the data was recovered without fatal distortion. This final catch completes the journey, seamlessly bridging the global optical network back to the local hardware sitting on your desk. Relying on light, however, introduces severe physical limitations. Compared to the ruggedness of copper wire, which you can easily bend and twist, optical glass is incredibly fragile. The initial infrastructure costs are massive. If a fiber breaks, repairing it requires a highly expensive fusion splicer and deep technical expertise to align the microscopic glass cores with perfect precision. There is also a hard limit on power. If you push too much light intensity into the line, you risk a phenomenon called fiber fuse, where the resulting heat catastrophically melts and destroys the core for miles. To bypass the limits of solid silica, engineers are now deploying hollow core fiber. Instead of pushing light through solid glass, this new architecture sends it straight down an empty, air-filled core. Because light travels faster in air than it does in glass, hollow core fiber drops latency by 30% and nearly eliminates signal loss and nonlinear distortion. We are continuously pushing the edges of material science to shave milliseconds off transmission times. Despite the massive engineering hurdles and upfront costs, humanity's relentless demand for speed guarantees our global network will remain bound to the physics of light.